Good morning, guys. This is Karina. Welcome to In the Life of a Mermaid. So I'm actually at work, about to start in a bit. So I wanted to just kind of record my video this morning. Tonight is going to be like kind of a busy day for me. Well, busy night. I have my personal training session tonight with Drew, and I get to go to the market tonight, and I get to wash my car tonight. So yeah, so it's gonna be a little busy trying to and then have dinner, so trying to figure all that stuff in between the time I get off work to before I go to bed type thing. But yeah, so happy Thursday. Great news, I woke up early. Well, I woke up to my alarm. So that's amazing news. Sal actually kind of helped a little bit. He's like, hey, kept like tapping me, making sure I'm up, and I'm like, hey, I'm up, okay, relax. So that was awesome. Thanks, babe. But yeah, like it felt good. Like people ask me like, how do you do it in the morning? How do you wake up? And I was like, the waking up part is the bitch, it's like, that's where I struggle. Like once the alarm goes on, it's like, ¿por qué? Like, why? But it's like once I'm up, like I'm up. Like once my feet hit the floor, like, you better move. Like I'm ready to go. But yeah, so like it was initial, like just like getting out. But once I did, like I was up and running, I left the house like by 4:30, maybe a couple minutes before, hit the gym. And then again, since I hadn't gone to the gym in the last 2 days, well, in the morning, and again, that's my routine, and I'm trying to be committed and stick to it and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I had worked out, outside and did other stuff, but it just doesn't feel the same. So yeah, so I like went super fucking beast mode today at the gym. I was like, I increased the weight on some of the things that I'm doing, and again, doing 3 to 4 reps. Most of them I actually did 4, of like 10 to 15, depending on which one. And yeah, I was just like, I could feel like the little tear almost coming as I'm doing certain weights or certain things. But again, I'm so fucking proud of myself, I woke up, I did it. Like I said, I went full fucking beast mode and got my little sweat on. So yes, I'm feeling great. Like I'm having a good morning so far. So I'm ready to start work and just get through my day and my night, get my stuff done. So I worked on my crafts last night, because I'm definitely going to be sharing, with those with you guys later. Those two one of them already wrapped up, but I can try to figure out the whole picture thing. And another one, I'm going to try to take a video with it. And once I give it to her, then I'll post it just so you guys can see. So one's a positive affirmation frame, based on whatever colors he wanted and words that he wanted. And the other one is a jewelry box. I did another one, and then she's like, oh my God, I like it. And I was like, do you want it something similar? What you like. And she's like, well, I love giraffes. And, she's like, I love the print and I love the ears. So I'm like, okay. So initially, when she said giraffes, I had a different idea. But when she said that, I was like, okay. So, the creative juices started flowing. So I'm really excited. So actually helped a little bit with some of the details and things like that. So it's kind of cool, again, to be able to like bond and, do something that I love. And then again, he's also artistic. Again, I'm more crafty, and I think he's more artistic. Like he can actually, draw, paint, that kind of stuff. Well, actually, one of our tattoos, he designed it. So yeah, so that was kind of neat, and like I said, I'm super excited about it. I think it turned out great. I can't wait for her to see it. And again, once she sees it, then I'll go ahead and post the video with you guys too, so you guys can see it. Because I'll post pictures on my pages, on my crafting page, but I don't think the pictures do it justice, So I definitely want to show you guys the video of it so you can see the different angles and stuff like that. But yeah, no, like I said, good. I had having a good morning last night. Again, working on that. So that was, that was cool. Like I said, I love working on crafts. It relaxes me. That's kind of, my happy place. And again, I got to be able to bond with Sal. We kind of talked a little bit more, and again, he was helping me. So that was neat. Just to be able to share something that I love with him, and again, to be able to see his creative side also coming out, and us kind of working together. So that was pretty cool to see. And something else I wanted to share too. So I guess I had shared yesterday was Sophie's birthday, which is my cousin's daughter, and I'll call her niece, whatever. She's like a little sister to me as well. But anyway, so she wanted birria and she requested birria from my mom. So, my mom being my mom, and she loves cooking anyways. So she made it for her, and she's like, oh, hey, we're getting a little get together for Sophie. Like, you should swing by. So I got there a little bit later than planned. So I didn't get to see everyone. But, I still had birria. And, I had already kind of like, okay, that's not the healthiest meal, at least for, my meal plan at the moment. And then again, like I love rice, like I love red rice. So it was like, fuck, like, my mom would say, like, eres bien arrocera, like, yeah, like you're a big rice fan. So, and going in already, I was kind of like, fuck, what am I going to do? So I talked to Drew, my friend / personal trainer, and I had asked him like, hey, like, Wednesday night, I'm going to my mom's, this is what she's having, like, any suggestions? Like, what should I do? Like, should I not eat that and do another option? Should I consider that my cheat meal? Should I just, smaller portions? Like, what do you think? So he's like, no, go ahead and eat it. He's like, just, try to do smaller portions if you can. He's like, and then I would say no rice, he's like, just try to cut out as many carbs as you can. So, I mean, going in, I kind of knew that was, I think deep down, I knew that was the best option. But I think before talking to him, I was like, oh, I just do like a little bit, But yeah, so once he said it, and I was like, yeah, like he's right, So yeah, so I had birria with no rice. Let me tell you, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Like, I swear, like a little tear was like there, and even thinking about it, like the little tears want to form up again. I remember, like, I got home last night and I had brought sauce, a little bit of Tupperware, and then he goes, what did you eat? And I was like, pues birria. And then he's like, did you eat rice? And I was like, no. And I said it all sad. And he goes, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Because even he knows, like, well, he knows que arrocera soy, he knows, like, that I love rice. So he was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And I was like, thanks, babe. It was so hard. So yeah, I kind of wanted to just share that with you guys. Because again, I love me some rice. I love me some Mexican rice. I love me my mom's rice. So that was like one of the hardest things. Like, had been telling Drew, like, I can say no to cake, like, whatever chocolate, whatever you want me to cut out, like, I'm fine. But cutting my mom's rice, like, that was like a jab to my heart. So I wanted to share that with you guys. That I didn't have rice last night, so I was super excited and super proud of myself. And yeah, so I'm kind of moving forward with that. So today I kind of want to just talk about, I know I dabbed a little bit yesterday into my dad, or just, kind of missing my dad and stuff like that. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about, like, I guess my childhood or my parents in general. It's funny, I was realizing this morning, like, it's just, like, growing up Mexican and growing up Hispanic, like, it's really is like a whole different, like, ball game. It is so different. I think last weekend I was talking with friends, and, we were talking about, like, eating healthier and stuff like that, and how it's hard, to eat healthy, like, in a like Mexican home, with like especially with my mom, like, I mean, she's always cooking and she cooks amazing, So I was like, it's really hard. Like, you really have to have like a hardcore willpower, or again, just those communication skills to tell them, like, hey, I'm not eating this. I don't want to eat that, that kind of stuff. But I was like, even, saying no to like either a grandma or a mom, like Mexican mom, like, that's an insult. Like telling them, like, oh no, make me veggies, not rice. Like, they're gonna look at you like, excuse me. So yes, we were talking about that. I was like, growing up, they'll be like, oh, estás gordita, or, like, as you gain weight, like, oh, you're chubby, you're chunky, you're fat, but then it's like, then you lose weight. And then it's like, oh, you're too skinny. Look at you, you don't eat. Oh my God, you're gonna, pass out, this and that, and like, not so much with me, because at least, not now. I don't think my mom's really seen the changes yet. But like with my younger sister, with Jess, like, she, started a transformation like years ago. She went vegetarian and she started losing weight and, all that stuff. And I remember my mom, like, in the beginning, my mom would be like, oh, está gordita, you know, she's chunky, this and that. And then when she started losing the weight and, you know, we're eating differently because, again, she was vegetarian and also, you know, again, just being healthy. And my mom's like, oh, no. She's not eating, you know, oh my gosh, she's gonna faint and this and that, and she's not healthy. And then, you know, again, when she, you know, again, it's a roller coaster, she goes up a little on the weight and then it starts again. Oh, she's chunky again. And it's like, dude, who gets you? Either, you know, we're too chunky, we're too skinny, we eat too much, we don't eat. Like, it's hard being Mexican. You know, it's hard trying to just be when you have that constant, like, criticism, you know? So, yeah, so, like, I was, you know, so we were kind of talking about it this weekend, and another friend, you know, he's also Hispanic, he was, like, laughing and just shaking his head like, yeah, you know, and my other two friends are not Hispanic. They're just kind of looking at us, like, in shock, like, who does that? And I'm like, yeah, welcome to our childhood. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to start, I guess, with that. But yeah, growing up, again, both my parents were born in Mexico. My mom is de Zacatecas. My dad's from Culiacan. My dad, I believe he came to the United States around the age of 16, 17, if I remember correctly. Again, my dad didn't talk much about his life in general, so things that we do know or I know, it's always just been like stories that I hear and, again, putting things together. My mom, I believe it was like in her 20s when she came here. They met in Long Beach. According to my dad, they used to live in an apartment complex. My mom used to live upstairs. My dad used to live downstairs. According to my dad, my mom was upstairs in the balcony watching him, and she like fell over the thing. Fell over the thing. Watching him, and to this day, my mom swears that she didn't, and he swears that she did. It cracks me and the girls up. But yeah, so they met in Long Beach. I think, again, looking back, I know they did the best that they could. Again, me sharing this is not to bash anyone. It's just to share my story and give you more insight of my life, my childhood, my parents, all that kind of stuff. Again, if I would have been doing this pre-therapy 5 years ago, story would have been different. If I would have been doing this, even 2 months ago, prior to Lit, again, story would have been different. But again, I love my parents. I think they're fucking amazing. They're both my role models, my heroes. And, I am who I am because of them today. And again, I know that they did the best that they could, and I appreciate them for everything. But yeah, so again, we grew up like usually mainly in like the Long Beach area. My dad was like the sole provider. That was, his commitment to my mom and to the family. He didn't want her to work so she can take care of us, the girls, me and my sister. So my mom was a stay-at-home, mom, caregiver, role. Being Mexican, she did have more of the typical Mexican role. So, cooking, washing, cleaning, again, making sure like dinner was ready for my dad. She made breakfast for him every morning, that kind of stuff. So I always kind of grew up around that. But I think, again, also being born here in the United States and seeing, things differently and having the American culture, for me personally, it was always more of like, no, that's not okay. Like, he has hands and feet, like, cook, or like, hey, do your own stuff. So again, that didn't really develop more until I got older and really understood things. But that's kind of been my point of view. And I think my biggest fear or my biggest struggle had, up until now, has always been that, like, that I didn't want to be in that role like my mom. I didn't want to be in that typical, Latina Mexican role of, you're here to serve your man and you're here to just cook for him and have kids. And, so I think that's why I've always kind of ran away from that. It's always been like a struggle and a battle with Sal. Like I said, I think it's taken years and we're definitely in a better place. And I think really now it's where, we have that official balance. And I don't feel, when he tells me like, hey, can you do this? Or hey, can you cook? Or can, I don't feel like attacked, or I don't feel that voice saying like, oh hell no, you don't tell me what to do, like I'm not, type thing. It's more like, no, we're a team, just like I make requests of him, he can make requests of me, and that's okay. That's part of marriage, it's part of life, so yeah, so that kind of stemmed from that. Again, it's taking me years to kind of realize that, but here we are. Yeah, so again, my dad worked most of the time. I shared a little bit yesterday. Growing up, he was a little bit more involved in our lives. Like I said, we would have like family days. He wouldn't go to church with us, but my mom would. And sometimes, after we would meet up and we would like go to like lunch, family lunches. We would hang out with family in general. We would, like I said, we had bike riding dates. We went to the beach, things like that. I think it was, we started getting a little older again, and he started separating himself. But yeah, one thing too, my dad was an alcoholic. Again, now that he's in prison, he's been sober. So again, I didn't see a lot of the effects on me, I think, growing up. It was until after that I realized everything. But yeah, again, with the drinking, he was, I guess, no, not I guess, he was verbally abusive. More towards my mom in general, just, remarks, comments, things like that. But again, so that was another thing that I know had a huge effect on my relationships in general, or, with men, because I think that fear of that, of, getting into a relationship like that, or, so yeah, so I mean, he always, to me, I guess in a sense, it was kind of normal that he drank and all that stuff was normal. It wasn't until about like the age of 18, 19 when I started working at a halfway house and, hearing the women's stories, that I realized like, oh shit, like that wasn't normal. Like, not everyone had that kind of childhood. Not everyone saw that. Like, oh fuck, so it was until then I think that my like recovery really started, or my self-discovery as well. And just getting myself in a healthy way, in a stable life or fulfilling life type thing. And even then, like I said, it's still been an ongoing journey, but I think it wasn't until then that I realized what had been going on throughout my whole childhood or life at that point. But yeah, so I kind of grew up around that. Again, see, we got older. My dad kind of kept distancing himself. He would go to like Fresno, do things for his buddies, always just be outside. So it really, after a while, it was just us and my mom. We would go on the weekends. Pretty much every Saturday, we would go out to like downtown Long Beach, go out, watch movies, lunch, hang out, that kind of stuff. So I think that's another thing too that I admire a lot from my mom. Just that she, again, we've always kind of told her when this whole thing happened to my dad, I was like, you've been mom and dad pretty much our whole life, even though my dad was there and it was more financial support. I was like, you have been mom and dad because, you've done everything. You went to all the school meetings. You went to field trips with us, birthdays, everything, So again, I love my dad, but, my mom has done pretty much most of it. But again, I think also because she was there more, I think it's me and her always had more fights. And I think because we're a lot alike, even though I think neither of us like to admit it, she's very sassy, very opinionated, and I'm the same way. So I think we clash heads a lot. But again, it's taken years, I think, to form the relationship with my mom. Again, it's still not where I want it to be, but it's something that I'm working towards. She is very critical, and I've always felt judged by her. I've always felt different, compared to my sisters. Like, again, I am the most opinionated one, I guess you would say. I am like the black sheep of the family. So me and my mom never really connected or really understood each other. I think because, I think I've always judged her up until now, again, for being passive, for putting up with a lot of stuff with my dad. So I think I've always rebelled against her and against the idea of that. And then, and I'm sure she probably felt that. So we've always kind of clashed. Like I said, it wasn't probably until like I was getting married, that, you know, that I really felt more connected with her. There was a lot of drama with my wedding stuff, and, you know, she really just, you know, like, she really was just there for me. You know, she was supportive. Again, our wedding was, our theme was skulls, calaveras, like skulls, and, you know, our color theme was black and like teal. And, you know, again, my mom's like, oh my God, like, it's not a funeral. It's not Dia de los Muertos, like, da 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 da. But, you know, she's like, you know what? It's your wedding. You guys are paying for it. She's like, I don't, you know, not my style. She's like, but it's yours. And whatever you want to do, you know, go ahead and do it. You know, so again, so I think that's when there was like a huge shift, I think, for the both of us, that I was able to really see her support. And then again, just in my own journey with therapy and everything else, we were able to really start coming together and just being able to understand each other a little bit more. But yeah, so again, a lot of my childhood and things like that has definitely had a huge impact in my relationship, I think, in general, with Sal and just with others. Yeah, I mean, I could keep going on for days, but so I'll try to tap more into it as, you know, my next videos. But those are the things that kind of really stood out for me. Again, just my dad, and I'll talk a little bit more about my mom and our relationship and growing up and things like that, and my sisters as well. You know, just again to share more about me and stuff like that. Because if I keep going, I can literally be here for like 3 hours. But yeah, so I think this is a good intro again, just into my childhood and my dad. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start my day. I'm going to go work. And then, like I said, tonight's going to be a busy day. But I'm excited. And again, I wanted to just, again, thank you guys for all your support. I've been getting text messages here and there, and I'm feeling the love. Again, this hasn't, initially, like, you know, when I got the news of like, hey, or, you know, it was kind of presented of, you should do this. Again, you know, I was kind of like, fuck, like, part of me was like, yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while, not necessarily in this forum, but, you know, I've been wanting to do something like this. And I know this is only the beginning for me to be able to speak publicly, you know, in the stadium, in a classroom, whatever, you know, share my story. But, you know, like I said, I've always considered myself a writer, and I've always been good at writing, but I've always felt like I've always struggled with verbally expressing it. You know, so again, just all your feedback, your love, your support, I really appreciate it. You know, you guys just reaching out and just telling me like how brave I am, how courageous, and, you know, a lot of the times, like I shared with a couple of you guys, like, I don't think I think about it when I'm when I'm doing it and stuff. It's like once it's posted that I'm like, fuck, you know. But again, then it's like, no, then again, I remind myself, why are you doing this? You're doing this because you want to be vulnerable. You're doing this because you want to be open. You're doing this because you want the world to see you. You want the world, you know, to know you. You want to make a difference in the world. You want to connect with others. You want, you know, to share your story so others can, you know, can use and can maybe give the strength and courage for others to share their stories and, you know, help others. And again, I want to be the difference that I want to see in the world. And this is the type of difference that I want in the world. I want people to be open. I want people to be honest. I want people to be kind. I want people to help each other. And, you know, and this is what I'm doing. And that's just, again, my vision and my goal, with my videos. But, you know, again, it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for all of you guys' support. And, you know, just kind of when I do have a bad moment or a conversation, you know, that you guys are all there to challenge me and take me out of my head and say, hey, you know, you're doing amazing, this and that, you know. So I just wanted to really thank you guys. And special shout out to Sal, babe. I know lately it's been super crazy. Lately, you know, I'm being pulled in every which way, in every direction. And right now I'm figuring out, like, balancing life and everything without, like, losing my shit. You know, but again, you've been my biggest support, because if it wasn't for you, I really wouldn't be here, you know. Even when I brought up the idea, like, or, you know, hey, I'm going to start doing this, like, you were so supportive. You were so on board. Even when, like I said, with my crafts, you're already thinking of getting me supplies so I can have my little space outside. You're already, you know, thinking of ways of promoting it. You've even like talked about getting you business cards, and I'm like, whoa, let's, you know, step by step. But again, like, you're just all in with me and my dreams and stuff like that. And again, I wouldn't be able to do this without you, because you are my rock. You know, at the end of the day, the one that really gets to see, you know, my meltdowns, breakdowns, and breakthroughs, you know, in and out is you. You know, you're the one that's by my side. And again, without you, I really wouldn't be where I'm at, because you're the one that has pushed me and motivated me. So I just wanted to kind of take a moment to say that I love you, that I see you, I hear you, you know, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate all that you do for me, because again, I wouldn't be where I am without you. So I love you, babe. But yeah, so again, guys, thank you for everything. Again, any comments, questions, please feel free to ask, either here or email me, text me, call me, you know, fire signal, whatever. But again, thank you so much for your support. I hope you guys have a great day. Again, happy Thursday. Make it a good day. So, all right, checking out. Love you. Bye.